In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 practical tips for raising your vibration. Now, the reason we want to work on raising our vibration is because when we operate in the higher frequencies, we can manifest a much more positive and abundant reality for ourselves. Now, most of us operate in the lower frequencies. And by the laws of the universe, whatever frequency you're tuned into is a reflection you get back. So if you're always operating in these low vibrational frequencies, the reflection you will get back in your reality is a low vibrational negative reality. And unless you raise your vibration, you're just going to stay in this low vibrational reality. So the first way that you can raise your vibration is do not hold resentment. Now, I'm going to share an analogy with you that I learned from Bob Proctor. He said, holding on to resentment is like throwing dust into a wind at someone else. There's only one place that dust is going to end up. So when you cling on to resentment that's caused by someone else that's done you wrong, that resentment is going to negatively affect you, not them. So firstly, the resentment will keep you in the lower frequencies, and therefore you're going to manifest a low vibrational reality for yourself. But it's also been scientifically proven that stored emotions like resentment can lead to developing disease and illness in the body. It could manifest itself into something like cancer. And when people have done you wrong and you're clinging on to this resentment that can cause you disease and illness, it's like, is that person really worth doing that to yourself? Of course not. So this is why we need to let resentment go. And the way you do that is through forgiveness. And forgiveness can be difficult, but the way you get to a place of forgiveness is by using the reframe technique. So nothing in life has any built-in meaning other than the meaning that you give it. And so when someone does us wrong, we give that a negative meaning and we see ourselves as a victim. But if we look at the situation and instead of seeing ourselves as a victim and we just look at it like, okay, this negative thing happened, what is it trying to teach me? Because there's always a lesson in these experiences. So what is it trying to teach me? And you look for the lesson. So you learn something from it and then you change it from a negative meaning to a positive one. Well, yes, this bad thing happened, but it taught me this. When you shift the meaning, when you change the meaning, you're changing the frequency. And when you can see it from a positive angle, that is a way that helps you to be able to let it go and forgive. So I highly recommend for you just to take a look at your life and, is there anyone in your life that you're holding on to grudges against, or you have that attitude of fuck this person because of what they did to me? If you do, I recommend that you go through that process of forgiveness, forgive everyone that you're still clinging on to this resentment with, so that you can let it go, and it will free up your energy, because forgiveness is for you, it's not for the other person. It's an energetic release for you. It's a way for you to release these negative emotions like resentment and anger. And it's going to clean up your energy field and help you to raise your vibration. Now, the second practical way that you can raise your vibration, and this is something that's quite simple, yet effective, and that is be silly and have fun. I feel like as we grow up and become adults, we become serious. And I guess it's probably because we have to work and earn money and pay bills. So we get into the serious sort of energy and vibration, which is really heavy and dense, and it's not a good vibration to be in, and it's not a good vibration to try to manifest from either. So simply by learning to have more fun in life and just being more silly really loosens up the vibrations and puts you in this like light, energetic state where it's more free and flowy. And I recommend even just testing it. Start your day when you first get up in the morning. I do this sometimes where I'm getting ready in the mirror and I'll just be silly. I might have music playing and just bop along to music, being goofy. I actually end up cracking myself up. I have a good time and have some fun, but it puts you in that really good energetic state of just having fun and being silly. And then you'll take that energy with you throughout the day. Your day will just go so much more better because of it, because you're in this more positive, light, energetic state. So I recommend giving it a go, just starting your morning, just doing something that's fun or silly. Test it out. Notice, like, pay attention to your own vibrations, and you'll notice that your day will go better because of it. So something as simple as that will raise your vibration. Now, the third practical way you can raise your vibration is do things that excite you or bring you joy. So take a moment just to think about what actually brings me joy. And you can even look back at your childhood. Like when you were a child, what did you really love to do? You know, it might have been dancing, and then as an adult, you just stopped dancing because you're busy working your job. Well, why not get back into dancing? You know, in your spare time, just something that's going to put you in that joyful state, because joy is a high vibrational frequency and it's above love. So love vibrates at 500 and joy is at 540. So if you start doing things that put you in that joyful state, you're automatically going to get into those higher frequencies. And it's also really beneficial to take the time to think about, okay, what brings me joy or what excites me? Because the thing that excites you, the things you're passionate about, are actually linked to your purpose. And so that's why I encourage you just to think about, what did you like doing as a kid? Because the things that you did as a kid could be linked to your purpose here. And you may have forgotten that because you got distracted by just getting some 9-to-5 job to pay the bills. So for example, as a kid, I really liked playing with Lego, but that's something that I stopped doing as an adult. And it wasn't until I have a nephew that loves playing with Lego. So I decided to buy us a Lego set to do together. And it was a Titanic one. It wasn't actually the Lego, because Lego brands are so expensive. So this one was from China, but the blocks were exactly the same size as Lego. They were exactly the same. So I was like, this is just Lego. And we built the Titanic together. It was over 1,000 pieces, and I had such a good time doing it. And I think, why did I stop doing this? Like, I still actually enjoy building things with blocks. It makes me want to, go out and buy more Lego sets. So figure out what brings you joy and just start doing it. Just start doing those things that make you happy. Now, the fourth practical tip for raising your vibration, and this is a really, I think, important one, but also one that's really able to completely shift your life, and that is self-hypnosis. So the way we work as a human being, both the mind and the body run on programs. We're basically like a computer system that just runs on these programs. And so if you aren't consciously programming and brainwashing yourself, your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is what's ruling your life, like all your results come from your programming of the subconscious mind. If you do not take control of that and you don't actively brainwash yourself, then the world will brainwash you for you. Someone else will brainwash you for you. And we were brainwashed by others since we were born, by our parents, teachers, if you're religious and go to church, all the people that were around you from a baby were programming you. And most of us had negative type of programming. Most of us have been programmed to be in lack and scarcity. So we're always chasing after money, never having enough money. That's all linked to our programming. So again, if you don't program and brainwash yourself, someone else will, and it will most likely be a negative program. But you can consciously choose to reprogram yourself with a positive program. So I recommend to create that habit of doing it daily, because the way you reprogram the subconscious mind is through repetition. And what you do is you pick out the program. So there's heaps of subconscious programming videos on YouTube. You just find one that you want. It could be about wealth and abundance. And you start listening to it every day. The best time to listen to it is when you go into a meditative state, because as you go into that meditative state, your brainwaves will drop, and you want to drop into that theta brainwave, because that is when you're in the subconscious mind, and the program you're listening to will go straight into your subconscious mind. That is how you influence it. That's how you use self-hypnosis. And so another great way to do this is while you sleep. If you can't go to sleep whilst listening to something, because sometimes it can keep you awake, then you just listen to it right before you sleep, because you will still take that program into the subconscious mind during those 8 hours of sleep, and it will marinate in your subconscious mind. And if you're consistent with it, you're doing it daily, then your programming will shift, you'll brainwash yourself, and as you do that, it's going to raise your vibration. You're going to be more positive, because the program that's playing in the background that's controlling everything is going to be more positive. Now, another way you can do this as well is just by, while you're doing things like, say, cooking tea, making your breakfast, doing chores around the house, getting ready in the morning, just play that subconscious program in the background while you're doing those things, and it will go straight in there. Again, it's through repetition. And when you start shifting the program to be more positive, the outer reality will shift to mirror it. You will experience a much better reality. And now the last one, number 5. This is another really important one that I don't think many people are actually aware of, and that is keep yourself out of survival mode. So most people spend 70% of their time operating in survival. And we shouldn't be. We should not spend our dominant amount of time in survival. But we are, and that's because of pretty much the slavery system that the globalist billionaire elites have created for us. So we're always working these jobs, getting like shitty paychecks, and then you've got high living costs. So that's causing people to get triggered into, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay for food? Oh my God, look at the price of gas. Boom, you're triggered into survival because you're stressing over your basic needs. And if you're operating in survival, you're operating in the lower frequencies because they're the survival emotions. So the key here is having awareness, knowing and being able to catch yourself out when you are in survival. And like I say, if you find yourself freaking out over paying bills or getting your basic needs, you're in survival. So what you can do is just have that awareness, and it's really easy to switch yourself out of survival mode and into your calm state. And one of the ways you can just do that is just simply by doing deep belly breathing. Take some deep belly breaths, and it will calm your nervous system down and switch you out of that survival mode. And as you do that, you will have elevated emotions. You'll make your way back up that scale of consciousness into the higher frequencies. As long as you're operating in survival mode, and like I say, people spend 70% of their time there, you're going to be in those lower frequencies. And you're also, because of the laws of the universe, whatever frequencies you're tuned into is the reflection you get back. So if you're constantly operating in survival mode, you're going to keep manifesting a reality where you're going to have to survive. So awareness is key. Awareness is how we can, change our lives. And so just being aware that we need to keep ourselves out of survival mode. And if we do that, we will be in these elevated emotions, and therefore the reality will reflect that as well. So those are my 5 practical ways for raising your vibration. And I'm going to link a video at the end of this one, because I think the survival mode topic is an important one, and I didn't go too deep into it in this video. So I'm going to link a video at the end of this one that will just teach you more about the simple and easy ways that you can get yourself out of survival mode. Like I say, awareness is key. So this video will teach you, everything you need to know about that. So I highly recommend checking it out for yourself. If you got some sort of value out of this video, let me know by hitting the like button or write a comment. And if you like this sort of content, then make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I drop a video. And I hope you have an awesome day. Peace.